All right, you should be good to go, Mr. Chairman.
We all set?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the May 8th Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order. Please stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Noreen, can we please have a roll call?
Surely. Commissioner Claffey? Commissioner Fox?
Here.
Commissioner Minor?
Here.
Commissioner Nafis?
Here.
Commissioner Pascarelli? Chairman Sobieski?
Here.
Commissioner Woods?
Here.
Commissioner Droz?
Here.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Here.
Commissioner Wakama? Chairman Sobieski, before you start the meeting, I want to
Okay.
apologize. Could I just apologize for the error in the listing of the page numbers? I don't know what happened. They were fine when I typed them. Obviously, it was my error, and I apologize to you and the commission for the error.
All right. Thank you, Noreen.
And you're welcome. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Commissioner Claffey came in a little late. He's here now.
Oh, okay. I'll mark him present. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Since Commissioner Pascarelli is absent, I'm going to appoint Commissioner Hoffman to be seated in her place. Okay.
Okay.
Approval of the minutes, Mr. Planner.
Okay, so the first set of minutes, the revised was dropped
Have you
off.
approved the agenda first?
Oh,
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Approval of the agenda.
No changes, correct?
Any changes, Paul?
No changes.
No changes.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna go to public participation for items not listed on the agenda. Please come up, state your name and your address. Okay. Anybody in the room wishes to speak? Anybody online, Eric?
No one online has their hand raised, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Remarks by commissioners. Any remarks? Okay, thank you. Okay, public hearings, Paul.
Okay, so this is, what I'll do is I'll read first the notice. So Newington Town Plan and Zoning Commission, notice of public hearing, May 8th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Notice is hereby given that the Newington Town Plan and Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing in Council Chambers, Room 103 at Town Hall, 200 Garfield Street, Newington, Connecticut, on Wednesday, May 8th, 2024, to consider the following petitions. Petition 8-24, special permit, sections 3.13 and section 3.12A for a restaurant, cafe, coffee shop at 39 East Cedar Street in the BTC zone, Business Town Center Zone, and Town Center Village Overlay District. Applicant D.A. Wiltshire and owner Roma Properties IV LLC. Contact James Wiltshire. The public hearing will be a Zoom webinar hybrid meeting. Information on how to attend will be posted at the town website. Link follows. These petitions and related materials are available for public inspection at the town planner's office, Town Hall, Room 204, and through the published agenda at the Town Plan and Zoning Commission's Agenda Center. Link follows. Persons who require an accommodation to participate in this public hearing should contact the town planner at 860-665-8578, or email follows not less than 24 hours before the public hearing. Submitted, Paul Dixon, town planner, and it ran in the rare reminder, April 25th and May 2nd.
All set?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll read the procedures for public
Okay.
hearings.
Yes.
The order of proceedings at public hearings shall be as follows: convening by the chairperson, reading of the notice by the commission secretary or a commissioner designated by the chairperson to act in their stead, presentation by applicant, town planner report on application. Persons wishing to speak in favor of the application, limited to 3 minutes per person. then persons wishing to speak in opposition of the application, limited to 3 minutes per person, and then rebuttal by the applicant, limited to 5 minutes total. During a public hearing, it shall be within the discretion of the chairperson whether the time limitations should be varied slightly, provided the commission consents to any such variance by majority vote.
You want to read the petition? Want me to read it? Or are we all set?
Yep, I can read it in again. Petition 8-24, special permit, sections 3.13 and sections 3.12A for a restaurant, cafe, coffee shop at 39 East Cedar Street in the BTC Business Town Center Zone and Town Center Village Overlay District. Applicant D.A. Wiltshire and owner Roma Properties IV LLC. Contact James A. Wiltshire. And the one item before the applicant speaks is I'd like to just correct the staff report. The staff report did note that the pavers were installed sometimes after the application. I did talk with the applicant, and actually they were installed sometime between September 2022 and April 2023. So they were not installed by the applicant. I just want to make that clear, and they have been there for over a year.
Okay, thank you. Will the applicant please come up, state your name and address for the record?
Does he need to be up here?
If you'd like, you don't have to. Your choice.
James A. Wilshire, 47 Church Street, Newington, Connecticut. I'm the guy. What do you need from me?
Well, I'd like a brief description of what you're gonna do.
Okay. So this is an opportunity for bring us downtown activity. We're wanting to open a coffee shop with a on-site bakery to service the town with a place to gather. That's the whole concept of the place. Seems like there's an element missing downtown, and we wanted to bring that. We want to bring that to the downtown area. We'll be open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. Till 3 in the afternoon. And then on Thursdays, we were planning on staying open a little later. And then on Saturday mornings, maybe 6 a.m. instead of 7. There have been special requests for that, so I have to put that through. But other than that, we're ready to do this as long as you give us an approval.
Okay. Any commission questions? Commissioner Fox?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, through the chairman. Mr. Wiltshire,
Yes, sir.
it's when you first started your presentation, you sounded like you had been in the business before.
Yes, sir.
Where? Just
I went to college, Manchester Community College, in food and hotel restaurant management. As my beginning of my career, I worked for a company called Deli Dynamics, where I opened up. If many of you are old time residents, you remember the old Fat Belly Deli in front of Home Depot. I opened that restaurant as well as 5 others for the Dynamic business prior to me going into my other career in my life. But that I've worked in institutional cafeterias out in California. When I was in school, I was hired as a student to run the food service division out there. And today I work specifically with large architectural millwork shops that put in commercial kitchens and restaurants and of that nature. My strong suit actually is I am for the last 18 years, I've been working with failing businesses, flipping them into profitable businesses by turning around and putting together processes and things of that nature that help them to grow. So I do have a strong business background. I'm also, this June, will go for my 2nd term with our Chamber of Commerce. I'll become the Executive Vice President once again. I'll be appointed back in June. So I do have a strong business background and hoping to take that and my restaurant background and put it to use.
That sounds good. Not that your background really matters, or we are really worried about is that you follow, you know.
I think I speak for myself.
Yeah.
That,
You do.
I know
That's-
good
That's
food.
the idea. That's what the chairman was talking about, you know, speak for yourself.
there you go.
But in the layout, I think you notice a set 321 office and the other office, I guess now, and the meeting room. You're talking in your little portfolio about events
Yes.
being held there. Are you talking about like renting it out?
Well, I mean, rental with the concept of broadening our base of clientele. So for instance, we have somebody that's interested in holding paint, like the paint and sips where they paint. And they have like cafe products and stuff to go along with that. Some people have them where they have wine and stuff. And she wants to rent it out once a month and do things like that. And then also a couple of the business people in the downtown area have found that, hey, it's great. We got a little bit of a conference room, a little place that we can meet and gather and have some food. So yes, the back room in my layout would be reserved for that type of an event.
Okay, I saw your tables will be out front here.
Yeah, the front seating area, yes.
Are you going? You still call the Century 21 office. Are they going to be renting from you or
No, it would be just an event.
is that
It would-
yours?
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right, thank you.
No
very
sub
much.
renting or anything of that nature. I don't think that the landlord would approve of it.
No. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Fox.
Any other questions, commissioners? Commissioner Woods?
I didn't get the layout of the restaurant.
That should have been in.
Here.
I was in there.
Yep.
There you go. So
And he has indicated he might be doing some minor alterations to the interior
Correct.
as far as what's been presented here.
I can make reference to that if you need, Commissioner Woods.
You mentioned for your hours, Monday or days open Monday through Saturday. You plan on not being open on Sunday?
That is correct, sir. At this present moment so if you're not aware, I pastor a congregation here in town. Sundays are kind of a busy day for me. I need a little rest.
And you plan on doing outdoor seating too, correct?
Yeah, minimal outdoor seating, yes, sir.
And rough idea of how many tables?
It's about 10 a total, I think it
Restricted
is.
to the pavers or?
Yeah, those,
Tables in
the
the-
reference to the yellow section outside, there's 6, that's 12 tables right there. And then one up by the entrance door would be also. And those would be more like chairs with a table in the middle, not necessarily like a dinette set. So people can grab their coffee, go outside, sit out in the weather, and
So it's a self-serve and they would just sit on it.
that is correct, yeah.
And the restaurant in Rocky Hill, I've been there several times. It's an excellent restaurant.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
an excellent restaurant, the one in Rocky Hill.
Oh, yes. You, the deli?
The deli.
Oh, yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, it is still there.
Pickle Deli, New York Pickle Deli, and it's very good.
Oh, that's yours.
That's
That's yours.
that was the same ownership. Yeah, they're still there.
Been there a long time.
And it's been there a long, long time. The Fat Belly Deli, the one that was in front of Home Depot and Michael's is gone. That is gone. So unfortunate event circumstances, but
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
thank you, Commissioner Wood.
any other commissioner comments? Commissioner Hoffman?
Yeah, in the paperwork, it said that the pavers are on a bit of an angle. Have you come up with something on how to fix that? Because it'd be
Yes,
kind of hard.
that's why we're going to a more, not a tiny dinette set because it would tip.
Right.
But the in the writing, what's in question is what parallels the handicap accessible entrance in the front of the building. That was never considered for seating in that area at all. We know that we're gonna have to put flower pot or, something decorative in that area to enhance the image of the front there. But other than that, there won't be any seating in that particular area. Unless you want to join us, we can serve you a V8, is here.
And you're planning to put some more landscaping around some
Yeah, the
shrubs
green,
or something?
yes, sir, the greened areas in the
Yep.
front will be beautified. We'll bring that up to something that's acceptable to the community,
Thank you.
I believe.
I'll say Commissioner Hoffman.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Commissioner Claffey?
Thank you, Chairman. I think this question is, kind of runs off the landscape question prior, but I'm more directing it toward, our planner. I noticed from the old pictures, like, and I like it, I kind of like how it's redone now. My only thing when we think about landscaping is not to overtax the plan, because I think it just needs a little of things, but what is the town as from you, like, what are you looking for to explain to us? Are we shrubs, trees, big, small, 2-inch diameter, what?
So
What
that-
is the suggestion?
So that actually would be something that in the report that I do want to discuss with the commission. Typically, if I was looking, and again, everyone's going to have a different view of, again, what they view as the ideal landscape. For me, just having a differentiation in structure and height, the ability to put something in, the ability to put in a large tree is not feasible in this location. It could damage the walk, could damage things like that. There might be the ability to put in something that's far more vertical, a specimen, something that only grows to about 15 feet tall or something like that, but doesn't block the signage, because that's a concern that talking with the operator that, you don't want to plant something that's going to be torn down in 5 years anyway, because someone's looking at, this isn't the way. So it would be something with some evergreens in the area and something that's relatively easily maintainable would always be the goal.
Now, and also, Mr. Planner, if I could have some clarification from the old picture to the new, I don't know if it's directed at you or at you, more you. Did they come to, did they just remove it all and then the applicant then said, oh, I might want to put a new change, or was it the previous tenant, Century 21 / owner or whomever, that said, hey, we're gonna take all this out for whatever reason, and now it's on the onus of the next rentee to put the landscape back in, or is it more at the owner of the property to put the landscape back in?
So as far as, so we view the application too as the owner, of course, is party to the application.
Yes.
They're party to every application. So that would be, again, worked out with the tenant and the owner, but we could not find any record of a request to change the landscaping. And that is one of the items that's within the commission's purview, specifically when we look at site plans. And that's why I did kind of bring it up and did highlight those two pictures, because you could see the area that had a larger evergreen shrub in it, adjacent to the building. Which, some may like it cleaner looking than it did then, or there could be an opportunity, but no, that was not done with any request or permission from the town.
So just so I get it, so our applicant and our owner are two separate people, actually three separate people. But they're all I'm trying to,
So
just
we-
legally saying,
this-
you're sitting here as
Yeah, no,
Mr.
my wife is going to be the formal owner of the
Okay.
company. And I'm the one who talks. in the family.
I'm not looking for the restaurant, but the overall.
Yeah, so the
Does it-
owner of the property is also present here. If you'd like to, I don't know if that's appropriate to ask a
Absolutely.
question.
Yeah, no, I think, because that would be a proper.
Just a little
person to-
confused that we're gonna put it on the onus of the renter or the leasee. But really, the landscape should be directed at the property owner.
Yeah, ultimately, it really gets put on the permit. And, it gets on, so on the permit itself, the permit is being granted to the permittee, but it's also granted to the property owner. As we know, I'm saying this will go completely successfully. I'm not trying to say anything that will go poorly, but say a couple months go by, decides, okay, I don't want to do this, the permit stays. And it stays with the owner and the location for the restaurant.
And I think I'm asking is was this not the same property that was a year and a half ago, they spoke of the ramp? Or is that a different property?
No, that was probably the flower shop.
Okay, sorry, gotcha.
Which is good. We're seeing.
No,
improvement
I
in
just want to
investment.
make
Yeah.
sure that I
Yeah.
was not. Because I was like, oh, there's a ramp, and I remember a ramp a few years back.
Yep, that was the
Okay,
flower
I'm-
shop, correct.
I understand, I'm good with what you're doing, I just wanted a little clarification from the planner, thank you.
I'll say Commissioner Claffey.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioner questions? Okay, hearing none. Anybody else wishing to speak in favor of the petition, please come up. Anybody online, Eric?
No one online has their hand raised, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anybody opposed to the commit to this petition, please come up. Anybody online?
No one with their hand raised, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
So, Mr. Chairman, if I may, just to get some more stuff on the record to go, since there is no comment to go to the town planners report, if I may. So there's a couple different items. Again, the landscaping is one of the items I wanted to discuss with the commission. I laid out, again, a couple alternatives in there, and, it may not be feasible to do something like cutting in a tree pit, or if that was the, commission's direction. I think there will be opportunities to utilize this space. I can see things happening in the town center that, if we get a public-private art type of partnership, this is actually a good location for something like that. If we do have one of those type of, New London did the whales, every different community had their specific thing, that this is potentially a location for something like that, working with the property owner, beautify it and work forward. I think that doing the landscaping in front will add enough to the property, as long as it's, tastefully done. Again, not overdone, but done in a way that has some variety and some appeal. Not just, a couple small spirea, little shrubs just sitting in the edge. I think that doesn't, add to any real visual impact for the site. So that's one of the items with the landscaping. The other item that I wanted to talk about too, because this is in the town center overlay zone, so it needs to be specifically discussed and brought up, because this is moving from a office use, which would require about 10 spaces, to a restaurant use, which require about 28 in our regulations. However, this is located smack dab in the middle. It's kind of almost surrounded by the parking lot on the corner there. And, we do support utilizing that section 3.12A.5 to say that, yes, that this can be used for a shared, being able to share the municipal parking lot. I think it works in the overall scheme of the parking lot. But again, that is something that specifically does need to be discussed by the commission to be able to utilize that. Other than that, as we know with outdoor dining, there's the state regulations and the Connecticut general statutes that do talk about that it is more of a administrative use. And we plan, and one of the conditions I recommended is for the applicant to work with me and the town engineer on the final layout. There is a different, there's a differing amount of slope. Some areas, the lowest about 4.5%. It isn't an ADA slope. However, when you look at the regulations, neither in the general statutes or anywhere does it say, here is the slope for outdoor dining. We talked with the planner over in Weathersfield as well. He's going through the same thing, and he could not find the same, level of, okay, what's required in that. There might be an opportunity in working by the door to have one that's accessible, the space outside. That's something we're always looking for as the town too, is accessibility of the town center and businesses. To also highlight, there is also a area that the town has right across from this where we put out benches, and that is available for outdoor dining as well. So this kind of accentuates and adds to that. So as far as from our point of view, we're in support of the application. I think a restaurant in this area will work, is good for a town center to have more places. Again, as I noted, staff did not specifically note the change in the pavers. Again, it's not something unless you walk directly on it that you really do notice, but this area hasn't really been very activated. So this is a chance to activate that corner of the municipal parking lot.
Thank you, Mr. Planner. Okay, hearing no other objections or anything else, I'd like to entertain a motion to close the hearing and move to old business for action tonight.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
We'll
Chairman.
be acting on this tonight under old business.
What's that?
We'll be acting on this tonight
Okay,
under old business.
all right, very good.
So, Mr. Chairman, if I may, we didn't have on that, and for Noreen's help too, if we could say who had the first and second.
I believe I had it as Woods and Claffey.
Right,
Okay.
Thank you,
Yes.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
thank you. All right, next, I'll need approval of the minutes. Has everyone had time to read the minutes?
Okay, so item,
Move to accept.
yep. So item A, just to let you know, Mr.
Sorry?
Chairman,
Yes.
there are two items under minutes. Item A, the revised ones to remain, for the April 10th one to remain tabled. because those, we did get the revisions in.
Okay.
We got them in
Alright.
either yesterday or today.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to put that, we're going to put it in the packet. So just so you know, that
Okay.
one, we recommend.
So we're gonna be acting on the minutes from 24 April.
Yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, like to get a motion to approve the minutes for 24 April.
So moved.
All right, second.
Second.
All right. Any comments or with the minutes at all? None? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
And who did you have?
All right.
Had Hoffman and Minor.
Yep. And for Noreen, that was Hoffman and Minor.
I'm sorry. Oh,
I was just letting her know
For the
for the
motions,
minutes.
yes.
can we please, when you make your motion, please say your name so Noreen can hear it. Thank you. Any new business?
None.
Okay. Under roll business. Petition 8-24. Okay, petition 8-24, special section permit 3.13 and section 3.12A. For a restaurant coffee shop at 39 East Cedar Street in the B/TC zone, business town center zone, and town center village district overlay. Applicant D Wilshire and owner Roma Properties, the fourth LLC. Contact James Wilshire. All right, move to approve with conditions. The applicant shall work with the town planning and engineering for final outdoor dining layout consisting with Connecticut General Statute 124, Section 8-1 CC. 2, the applicant shall provide enhanced landscaping to be approved by the town planner. 3, the applicant is approved to utilize Section 3.12.4.5B for providing additional parking and usage share in a municipal parking lot for the conversion of office and rental to a restaurant. Reasons for approval. This application is consistent with the zoning regulations, the town center village overlay district, and the goals of the POCD within the B-TC zone, and to help strengthen the town center business.
Second.
Moved and seconded by Fox. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Passes unanimously, Noreen. Oh, I'm
Just for the
sorry.
record, when you read number 3, you just left out for providing additional, well, you said for providing additional parking, it should be for not, just so
Oh,
she gets it
for not,
correct.
okay,
For not providing.
okay. Is that okay, Mike?
Don't want to have any surprises.
No. Okay, thank you, Steve. All right. Next, petitions for public hearing scheduling.
So it's not on here, but we have received a home occupation petition. Again, due to the scheduling, it likely will not be on the next meeting, just because the time we have to get into the newspaper, and it will be on the meeting after that.
First one in June.
First one in June.
All right. Town planner report.
Okay, so as we all know, we keep it on there that the currently in use applications is up on the website. And I just want to give you an update on 550 Cedar Street. So I spoke with Dakota Partners. So they are anticipating seeking a CO in the next month and a half. So we were looking at, later June or early July for that. One of the main holdups, as we know, has been their electrical transformer and electrical equipment, specialty lugs from Mexico that are UL listed. And it's just always the supply chain issue with electrical equipment that's actually plagued a lot of different projects that are out there.
Last 5 years.
Yes. So they have the top coat of asphalt to do. They have some final site cleanup to do. They're likely going to be moving forward with the 2 buildings that they have built, and they're working on moving forward with the third. Again, it requires additional financing as they move forward. So we're reviewing the plans and we're working with the owner regarding prior to CO to make sure that everything has been, that all the conditions are satisfied and how they were approved. Again, whether they were approved as one standalone project or whether there was phasing as part of it. We have to review that to see, if there's required bonding. Again, to remind, and this is actually what I would look forward to any major project in the future, that we look at possible phasing plans. Because if phasing plans aren't done, you're required to do the CO, you're required to do the bond, just like we saw for 3333 when they came through that process. I'm looking forward to any larger projects to have phasing plans associated with them in the future.
Commissioner Woods?
This one becomes interesting because this commission actually turned down, right?
Yes.
The applicant and the court allowed it to move forward. They did talk when they were in front of us about a phasing plan, which Dakota, that's typical.
Mhm.
They'll put in a building or two and then come back and do another as long
Yeah.
as the market allows it. So would we still, my question is, would we still have regulation over that? You know, as far as bonding goes?
That's what we're looking into. Again, we're reviewing the minutes, we're reviewing the court case itself and what came out of it. Likely this one is, again, a little unusual in the way it went through. Likely since they did talk about phasing and it was part of it, we're likely to consider it a phase project, but I want to make sure that we have enough of the information behind it to look at it one way or another. Again, you know, I don't want to say point blank it is X or Y without reviewing the complete record, and that will take a moment to do.
And they have a pretty robust planting plan from the wetlands approval as well, so.
It hasn't even started.
Exactly, so that, you know, that's.
And well, actually, the chairman pointed it out to me and I read it in the paper last week. I think you followed up with a letter. They're looking for an EUR.
Yeah.
Would that have anything to do holding up the CO?
So likely the ELUR, they take a while to do. So the actual filing of the ELUR itself wouldn't necessarily. However, there's a condition from the Conservation Commission regarding at least a report from the LEP, the Licensed Environmental Professional, saying that the remediation has been done. Again, it does note on where the exclusionary area is. Again, exclusionary areas typically are just, yes, that it has been cleaned to a certain depth, that a demarcation layer has been put in place, and that clean fill has been put on top of it, that it is, you know, remediated to within what's required.
Right.
So again, I have reached out to their LEP. He did respond to me, gave me the same kind of plan that we've had previously showing where the layout is. That's under review right now as well. So we just got that, but we'll be working with them. And again, whether since the ELUR likely will not be filed by the time they go for a CO, it will be something from the LEP recording what has been done.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Commissioner Minor?
Just to clarify, Paul, so they're looking for a CO for the 2 occupied buildings, or is this considered a TCO because they still have 1 building left to go?
So it would be a CO for each building would have its individual CO.
Each building would
The
have.
building itself.
Yeah, and then again, it's we avoid TCOs because you know, having a TCO, and again, it's not my call. The CO at the end has to have a zoning sign off, and that's where we come in. But as far as a TCO goes, it's very hard to give something a temporary CO and say it's okay for a moment to move in, and then what happens if the conditions aren't satisfied? You know, you really don't want to kick people out of something they just moved into,
Right.
especially when you have, you know, a project like this too. You just don't want to kick people right out and say, sorry,
Right.
you know, things need to be done to the
But
right
with the
standard.
additional building is being considered phased,
Mhm.
what's the proposal in terms of the bonding for letting them in? I mean, how do you even?
So again,
That's
if
huge.
if it's phased, then, you know, we're just gonna bond for the 2 buildings in the clubhouse probably.
But you haven't
Yeah.
identified if that was actually written that way.
Again, that's what we're looking into, because it is, if you look at the state statutes with bonding, it does talk about phased projects. And that's, you know, when you have these huge, you know, we don't see as much, but you know, say you had a giant subdivision and it was in 3 different phases, if you had to bond for the entire road for that, you know, you're looking at putting up about $1.5 million.
Yeah, like the old Barn Hill, I did that in like 5 or 6 sections. So.
Sections,
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions, commissioners? Sir? Thank you. Communications?
Other than the CROG letters, if there are any questions on those, please let me know.
Okay, public participation for items not listed on the agenda. This is his last go around for that.
No one online has their hand raised, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone here? Okay. Remarks by commissioners. Commissioner Hoffman.
Yeah, being down this end of the podium, it's rather hard to hear some of you down that end. And, you know, wearing hearing aids doesn't always help. So if the voices could be a little bit louder for the three of us who are normally over on this end, you'd be greatly appreciated.
We can accommodate.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioner comments? None? Okay, my closing remarks are, thank you very much for showing up. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we got this restaurant in. Congratulations. Good luck to you, Jim. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Both.
Well, thank you. Everybody have a good night.
Noreen, that was moved by Woods, seconded by Fox.
How are you? I almost was gonna stay home.